And what's happening, guys? Good morning to everybody, all two of you out there. Super early here for the 4:20 news. But we have a bit of a special update to do there this morning. I'd all intentions of getting it done there yesterday, but obviously family and all of that comes first. Yeah, the kids and herself had other plans for me. It's Christmas week, guys, so it's to be expected, you know. What else should you be doing on Christmas week? You certainly shouldn't be preparing to go to fucking court. Was it 4 days before Christmas, you know? Because that's what I'm doing myself. I'm preparing to go to court. So Thursday coming, it should have been today actually. The initial notice I got of this appeal case for the 2-month prison sentence I got for the CBD joint, which we handed to Gardaí in a protest, a form of civil disobedience at Dungarvan Garda Station down in County Waterford here in Ireland. So we went into that Garda Station and presented ourselves as being in possession of a CBD joint. And why we did that, guys, I suppose is important. And I've put up a blog post just a couple of seconds ago, so you wouldn't have seen it yet unless you're over in the Martin's World Hotbox group over on Telegram. Yeah, that's your cue to join. As they got a little bit of a sneak peek, I suppose, of the headline there last night. But I'll try to pop it up on screen there now, although I don't have my Chrome prepared, but we'll sort this out. Boom, boom. Boom, there we go, that's the one. Excellent, so if I hit there, excellent, and that worked. Oh no, the hot box is gone. But there you go, look, justice on trial, the appeal case against a 2-month prison sentence for a CBD joint. And in this article, guys, you see posts there from Twitter, from Relief. That's who we were out supporting on that day with that protest. So within this article, we explain a little bit of the background as to why there was a protest held that day, and a little bit about the protest. Here's a picture of actually one of the protesters who was out and protesting that day in support of access to what she uses to help treat the symptoms of her condition, as listed here on the sign she's holding on that day down in Waterford. There's also some videos there as well. The first video is the march, just the end of the march as we are approaching the end of Dungarvan town and coming up towards the Garda station. We enter the Garda station in this video. You can see us actually chanting in the Garda station. We had some speeches given in the Garda station. Myself, I believe Steph from the Cannabis Activist Alliance, and Mark spoke there on the day, the owner of Relief. And after, I think even during and while we were speaking, there was some civil disobedience going on. We engaged in civil disobedience. We all sparked up, and we even actually caused the guards to close the window of the guard station. It was downwind of us. So our protest was going in the window that day. What's happening, Mad Dog? What's happening, John? What's happening, Jog OG? See you out there in the hotbox, guys. Good morning, Martin. You're off your tits, mate. Hope all goes well. No, man, just truly dedicated to this cause and sick and tired of being pushed around by these by these in authority here. It's just ridiculous that the prohibition of cannabis has persisted so long as it has. This stand should have been made a long time ago, and more people should have been making it. It shouldn't have taken for Vera Toomey to walk to Dublin to get access to medicine for her daughter. There was many more well-abled people out there within our community using cannabis on a daily basis who should have made that walk, who should have been making that stand, who should have been prepared to do what I've been willing to do. And that's, look, I not for a second, and I say it in this article, do I want to go to prison? But you can be goddamn sure that I'm willing and prepared to go to prison because it's for my freedom. Like, it might make much sense. Are you going to prison for your freedom? Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm standing up for my rights and your rights, and I'm willing to go to prison for that, you know. That's how dedicated I am to that. So, yeah, stupidity and bravery and all of that, you know, it's a fine line. Sometimes I question myself also. Am I stupid? Am I brave? Or, yeah, a bit of both, I suppose, yeah. Garda Larkin, stop your barking. Yeah, that's included in there as well, John. So we've just a bit of an explanation there on the background of it. So just to fly through it for you guys. The long and short of it is basically Relief. It's a CBD store. It began down in Dungarvan. I believe they have a store now in Clonmel, and I believe he's got some mobile, does some mobile stuff as well, attending festivals and things like that. But anyway, it's a very welcome business down there in the local community. People enjoy going in there for coffees, but more importantly, there's many customers within the local area who use the store to get access to CBD products. And as pictured there a couple of minutes ago, you know, some of these customers of Mark's are parents buying these products to use to help their kids, as these cannabinoids, CBD being one, have been shown to be very beneficial for various conditions. And as shown there by that young girl, she suffered with autism, and CBD helped with the symptoms of her condition. You know, her parents tried her on it, and it was shown to be working, and they continued using it. Now, that store, Mark's store, got raided a number of times, but the guards in this particular case, this particular occasion, went too far. They raided not only Mark's store, but his home, and they actually held him, the owner of the store, overnight in Dungarvan Garda Station in a cold, damp cell, treating him like some sort of hardened criminal, you know, somebody who's actually a danger in society. There was no need at all to hold that man overnight in that cell. In my opinion, it was just bully boy tactics, and it needed a response. We had to respond. So I believe that happened on a Monday. We were meeting at the Cannabis Activist Alliance on the Tuesday, but I think on that Monday night, once we found out everything that happened from the owner of the store, we were up in arms about it. We were like, right, something has to be done, and that my mind was made up. We're going to Dungarvan one way or another, and we're holding a protest there. Excuse me. Thankfully, put the word out, and we called a protest for the following Saturday. So in less than a week's notice, we got almost, I think we had close, I would say nearly 100 people. It felt like 100 people, but maybe it could have been 50 people, because I will admit I'm incredibly biased. But regardless, the number, it was a sizable group of us met at Walton Park in Dungarvan. And we marched from there through the main street of Dungarvan, all the way to the Dungarvan Garda Station. And as we marched, the store owners there, it's a small little town, there was one main street through the town of Dungarvan, and all of the store owners came out, and they were actually there in support. Like, there was nobody coming out and like fucking bashing us or anything of the sort. Just noticing there, I'm kind of fading away. I'm getting more more and more invisible. The green screen is playing up here, but anyhow, but yeah, as I said, they were out in support of us, which was great to see. So many local businesses out in support of Relief, the local CBD business there, and many of them are actually customers of Relief, because they go up there, as I say, for the great coffees they have, the great baked goods they have up there, and some of them infused with CBD as well. Adding to the nutritional value there for the customer. So it was a win-win. Everybody was winning, but the cops weren't too happy. So we marched up there through the town to the Garda Station, and I'll quickly pop up in one of the videos here.
We are not criminals!
We are not criminals.
Relief for relief!
Relief for relief!
There you see behind
Patients, not criminals!
me the owner of Relief.
Free the weed! Legalize cannabis! We are not criminals! Support there for Relief right up through the town centre here in Dungarvan. So
sizable crowd.
Well done,
Apologies
guys.
for the shaky camera.
So we're now here outside of the Garda Station, where Mark unfairly had to spend the night for his crime of legitimately running a business that was bringing a product that gave so much benefit to many people, a product that brought no harm to anybody, but yet because of the business and it being caught up under this, again, cannabis, the whole problem with cannabis, he was unfairly targeted. They're trying to intimidate people like Mark out of running their businesses, and I'm delighted to hear the Mark say that he's not going to let them intimidate him, and other businesses out there too. But the problem is, people like Mark and other businesses out there, they can only take this this pushing around for so long, because how much you've over €100,000 worth of products after being seized for so long. or over the last 2 years. Absolutely ridiculous. There's not many people out there who run a business that can take such a brunt. So
you can watch that video in its entirety over there anyway on Facebook. Oh, apologies. So again, that ultimately led to us going into the Garda station. As I said, and that video is up there too. We'll pop over and just quickly play that one for you. Just a quick little snippet from
anybody else?
There he was, looking for any more volunteers. There was myself, the owner of Relief, and Steph. We are now entering the Garda station at this point. So we kind of go in there, ask for the cop. COVID days, as you see, you had to wear the masks.
Undercover.
Oh, we go back a little bit. I think we give a flash of that joint there. Drug-related litter. So that was that was the offending CBD joint there. So that particular joint on screen there now at the moment, that's the joint in which a judge decided was justified taking 2 months of my life away. That's 2 months of my kids having a dad, that they're going to be without a dad. Like, seriously, like, over that? Come on. Like, in one sense, as I say, I'm not wanting to go to prison, but this basically achieved the objective of the protest. It highlighted the absurdity of the law. Like, 2 months just for simply possessing that. I know it wasn't simply for possessing it. It was my previous as well. I had a number of previous convictions for the possession, Section 3's the Misuse of Drugs Act. So that's pretty much what it was over. But we handed in that joint anyway. That all got sent off for testing and analysis. Went up to the Forensic Science Ireland. Again, more cost to the taxpayers, more burdensome, wasted man-hours by the justice system there and the stupid bloody thing. Again, to the benefit of my cause, highlighting the inefficiencies of the Misuse of Drugs Act, the waste that goes on there with the Misuse of Drugs Act, So anyway, that joint went up for analysis, came back positive. Mark's came back positive. Steph, who went in with us, actually gave him a dummy sample. So his actually, unsurprisingly, came back negative. So he heard no more from him. The cop said that to me when I actually went in to meet him the next day. He's like, yeah, but he didn't give us any cannabis. He pussied out, did he? And I was like, no, he done his protest. He wasted your time. That was a choice there that you can make too. You could waste the bloody guard's time, give them a dud sample, they have to test it, and then it comes back negative, and they can't do nothing to you. They can't even do you really for wasting their time effectively. If you were to say, I believe it was cannabis, I bought it off some guy, he told me it was cannabis. That's the dangers we face in the community, isn't it? This ghost effect is starting to bug me. There's always something, isn't there? There is always something. Filters. Oh, good. I meant no worse now. Anyhow, sorry I got distracted there, guys. That really is annoying me. I'm disappearing. Welcome there to the roving reporter. Anyone else after joining in? Mr. Oz, good morning. So basically, those joints came back. I got brought down to court. The first court appearance I showed up, I was there that day, representing myself. The judge only wanted to bring the case up for mention, accept jurisdiction, and was sending me on home. I was kind of like, Judge, come here, I'm here. I'd come all the way from Cork. I may not deal with it today. I'm ready to go ahead with the case if you are. And he didn't like that at all. He was like, this is my courtroom. You don't tell me when to go ahead with the case. I'll decide when I go ahead with the case, and you are finished here today. He said, I'll see you when I told you I will see you next. I was like, all right, bye, jeez, calm down, bye. I got COVID next time for the next court date. I actually have got COVID 2 days beforehand. and couldn't go because look, during that time you had to self-isolate. It was the right thing to be doing. I was sure if there was any vulnerable people there in the court that day, I was being considerate of them. Looking at the judge, she's on the kind of the older side, so maybe he's in that vulnerable category. I was looking out for that guy. Excuse me. So I couldn't show up that day. Then the next court day was, I was on the way down to the court, and then I got a phone call. There was a family emergency. I'm not going to go into details as to what that emergency was. It was to do with one of my own kids, and I had no choice but to turn around. As a father, you're not going to keep going down to court to entertain these fucking judges and this BS when you have an emergency going back on home with one of your kids. So obviously I turned around. And on both of those occasions, I contacted the Dungarvan Garda station. I actually contacted the court services who told me to contact the guards in the locality that I was being charged in. And I told them, I was like, I have COVID, I have a family emergency, and I'm not going to be able to show up today. Just pass the word along to the court. So along comes the third court date, and I show up down there. And on this court date, I actually had a solicitor at this point, because when I was missing those earlier 2 court dates, I picked up a solicitor just for the... logistically, it was easier that way. So I show up along with the court with the solicitor. The judge calls my case. I show up alongside my solicitor. Solicitor's like, yeah, Martin's here and present. Kind of gives a bit of the outline of the case. There was a protest. Was some support to the local business. This is an ongoing High Court case. And the judge was like, oh, this guy didn't show up to court twice. I don't like that. He's here today. Has he got previous? The court clerk was like, yeah, he's got a couple of previous there. I think he said I had 9 previous convictions for Section 3, which is what the judge asked. And the judge was like, oh, right, oh, he's got priors. Oh, all right, it's about time we put, we teach this guy a lesson with a custodial sentence. So the judge gives me a 2-month sentence, and that's it. The solicitor is like, look, don't panic, we'll appeal it. And I was like, yeah, no bother, look, we'll appeal it. So he was like, do you have the money there for the appeal? And I was like, no, it's in my bag at the back of the court. I'll go back and get it there. The judge was like, no, you sit down there. You're in custody now. You sit down there. You're not going to the back of the court at all. I was like, what the fuck, boy? So the judge just being an absolute prick at this point. So I wasn't allowed back to get the money to lodge the appeal. To be able to leave the court at that time. So they made me sit down, and then at some point the guard standing beside me actually asked me to leave the courtroom and brought me into custody down at Dungarvan Garda station, and they kept me there until after lunch. The judge went away on his lunch break, and only after lunch did he accept that appeal money, which was absolute BS. Like, that's actually even worse, is it? Is there a bit of condensation on the lens or something? Anyhow, sorry, it's very fucking distracting. I don't know, nearly switched camera. But anyhow, the judge accepted the appeal. I got left out of the prison cell. I was extremely distressed at this stage. I actually had hurt myself inside in the prison cell because I had been banging on the prison cell door. So when I got left out, I eventually made my way home. Took a couple of days to actually calm down and come down from the whole affair, because as I said, it was very distressful being put inside in a prison cell. I don't know if any of you have been unfortunate enough to experience that, but it's not a nice feeling at all to be locked in, have your freedom taken away, and be inside in this concrete room with a fucking piss pan in the corner. Literally, like, it's like a kitchen sink embedded into the floor, and on the other side is a concrete slab with what looks like a bloody a yoga mat on top of it that you're supposed to be able to lie on or something. Like, it's so dehumanizing. It's horrible. To be put in there for cannabis, like, it's just wrong on so many bloody levels, and it's so hard to accept. Made it much more difficult anyway, that is for sure. So I lodged the 2-month appeal. That eventually has come up now again. So as I said, it should have been today, but now it's Thursday. So on Thursday now, I'm going to be going down to Dungarvan Court, the Circuit Court this time, and I'm going to be appealing a 2-month prison sentence. I know there's activists out there after putting out a call to action for people to show up there and on the court, outside the court on the day. If it's at all possible for people to do, I certainly will welcome all the support I can get, but don't feel under any pressure to be coming down there. It's Christmas week and all, so I understand how busy people are going to be out there because of that. So that is pretty much the update there. 2-month prison sentence being appealed on Thursday. Christmas week, 4 days before Christmas. It's just wrong, like, over cannabis. Like, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to be showing up there with my solicitor. I'm unsure yet if I'll actually continue the case with my solicitor. I could potentially, dismiss my solicitor there on the day and represent myself. I wasn't at all too happy, really, with the conversations I've been having with my solicitor. He's very apprehensive about wanting to challenge it. He's very fearful of me getting a 2-month prison sentence. Look, and as I said, I don't want to get it. But I hate this interjection of fear by my solicitor. Like, he should be my legal defence and defend me as I'm requesting. And I get he's only looking out for me, but there's looking out for somebody, and then there's trying to, like, beat him with the stick of fear, and that's what I feel like I've been getting from my solicitor. And this is why I hate actually getting solicitors. They're always trying to get you the best, what they think is the best, but what might be the best for the individual isn't the best for society, and that's what I'm after. I'm not after what's best for me, the individual. I'm after what's best for us as a society, and I need to challenge it through the fucking courts of law, because the policymakers haven't been listening. They really haven't. You know, when I got this 2-month prison sentence, it was the very next day after I had been just up with the Justice Committee, presenting to the Justice Committee on that very, very same thing that happened the next day, which is the negative consequences associated with criminalising people for the personal possession of drugs. It was so perfect. It was poetry, emotion. It was beautiful. To be honest, it was horrible to be on the receiving end of it, and to be going through it. To go through that contrast, but it was great to be able to kind of look back on it now and to be kind of say, yeah, look, there I was that day before doing this and saying this, and then the very next day I'm in court, and I got a 2-month prison sentence off the judge for that. Like, it was just couldn't ask for better, to be honest. Really, like, unfortunately. Yeah, and then, the Citizens Assembly then as well, that happened recently, calling for a complete move away from the status quo, which is against criminalising people for the personal possession of drugs. And that Justice Committee report that came out was absolutely amazing. 22 amazing recommendations. The very first one of them acknowledging the harms of criminalising people for the personal possession of drugs. So, there you go, guys. That is my update anyway. Thursday down in court, I'll do a live, and I won't be in a ghost form, hopefully, outside of the court. I'll go live from my phone, which shouldn't be having these technical issues. Just coming out here to the cold studio this morning, I reckon it's a bit damp in here. Maybe there's condensation on the inside of that lens causing this ghost effect. Anyhow, nice one. Roving Reporter says, good luck, fella. I got 3 months on tag for 13 plants, so let's hope they treat you as nice. Get up, stand up as nice. Man, 3 months for any amount of plants is just, it's too many. 1 day is a day too many. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't be getting punished at all for these plants. Like, to be fair, at the end, all it should be, if you're growing them without a license, let's say, it should be like a punitive punishment, like a fine, a monetary punishment. It should never be a prison sentence. It should be like speeding or not paying your taxes or something along those lines. I suppose actually you get prison for not paying your taxes, don't you? So not all the time. They just tell you pay them back, don't they? It should be the fucking same thing here. Bogwan's son, what's happening? John Finnegan says, you dangerous, degenerate condon. Takes one to know one, Mr. Finnegan. Huh? Takes one to know one, boy. We pack up a bowl of civil disobedience here before we completely disappear. I got a long day ahead of us. Everybody ready for Christmas out there, guys? Anybody else preparing for a court date? Hopefully not. Like, I hope nobody in the hotbox comments and says, oh, I'm going to court next week. Oh, God. Yeah, hopefully everybody is done with it. Mad Dog says, look at it this way, when you get out, you will know how to rob everything. Yeah, I've been inside already, Mad Dog, done 5 days, and within that 5 days, yeah, I had lots of helpful advice given to me by some of the guys inside, who were quite proud about some of their extracurricular activities. And it wasn't tips on Thai boxing they were giving me. And he certainly wasn't going to give these guys tips on Thai boxing either. God only knows how they might use it. The Roving Reporter saying, mine kept on saying, are you sure constantly. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what I kept getting from mine as well. Are you sure? You know, it might be best to do this, and trying to scare you off, like, you know. Ah, ridiculous. Carry on out of him. Bob West says shitbuzz is putting it lightly. Hope it goes well. Judge needs to throw his dick around. Yeah. And you know what's even a more shitbuzz, guys, actually? Just an extra update for you. Yesterday evening, I got a phone call off of a cop. I was like, oh yeah, hi Martin, is this Martin? I was like, yeah, hi Martin, this is Root. I was like, oh, hi Root. She was like, do you remember me? I was like, yeah, I remember you. So she was the Garda. I brought some cannabis to, I believe in January of 2021. I think it was the first Garda I actually met. So they're actually starting to come back now with some of these charges for me. So they came back with the February one first. Now they're coming back with the January one. So I was supposed to go down there yesterday evening to collect these summonses, and I showed up down at the Garda station at 7:15. The guard said she'd be on until 7. She was gone home. I was like, oh yeah, sweet, nice one, good for her, isn't it? There I go out of my way coming across the city in bloody Christmas traffic, which was a pain in the arse. Get down there and Joanne's after going home. She out having her Christmas pint with our buddies. As Casa de Strogas says, washing away the contradiction. You know, if that's at all possible, because it's such massive contradiction. I don't know, could you drink enough to wash it away? But anyhow, I suppose you can drink anything away. I suppose that shit is strong. But yeah, so I've another summons there waiting for me. That's going to be another case going into the new year, relating to the cannabis I brought into the Garda station, I believe, in January, and some of the cannabis plant. I think there was a cannabis plant actually included in that I went into the Garda station with. I've not got any of the charges back yet, still, for, say, planting the cannabis in City Hall on, I think it's called Mary Elms Bridge, is it? No, that's the other one. The Shandon Footbridge, that one. Still haven't got any charges back for those acts of civil disobedience yet, so still awaiting those too. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my updates anyway, for you guys. I'm going to have to start loving you and leaving you after one more bowl of civil disobedience witchy. That's really wrecking my buzz, like. I feel like I need to get out a pot of clay and start oh my love. You know, that's that scene out of The Ghost. Hopefully I was singing the right song there. Seriously, that's bugging me. Hopefully I don't have that issue anymore. Merry Weedmas, everybody, says Mad Dog. Yes, Merry Weedmas, everybody. Anybody out there engaging in some civil disobedience this morning, guys, get your torch of freedom at the ready. We're going to go for it right now. And bah humbug, says Mr. Finnegan. Wouldn't expect anything less, Mr. Finnegan. We all love you, though. We all love you, buddy. Merry Christmas and bah humbug to all. I'm probably going to disappear even more now, yeah. I partly guessed that was going to happen. Yes, pick it, pack it, fire it up as we take hits from the bomb. Another little update there, guys, for all of you who've been lucky or kind enough to hang on till the end of the stream. I'm going to be on with the guys on High and Homegrown this evening. So later on this evening, I believe they go live around 8 or 9 o'clock. I think it's at 9. So they go live there later on this evening. Just having a chats with the guys, I suppose, a little bit of the updates on some of the court cases, the civil disobedience, and just kind of all things cannabis in Ireland. So get on over there to the High and Homegrown YouTube channel, where you'll be able to catch up in that chat later on this evening. I should be live as well to excuse me, tomorrow evening myself here on Martin's World. Tomorrow evening at 9:20, so 20 past 9 tomorrow evening, Wednesday night. 9 p.m. UK time there for High and Homegrown. Nice one, Roving Reporter. That's High and Homegrown this evening. And then tomorrow evening, I'll be live again myself at 20 past 9. Just coming on for some updating cannabis news from around the world and a little bit more updates on what's going on here in Ireland, as hopefully by then I'll have actually received those summonses from that Garda inside Garda Route. She seemed very nice on the phone, in fairness. Like, it seemed like when she put the file upstairs, she didn't want to process the charge. I was really nice to her that day. She was really nice to me, to be honest. It was a very pleasant interaction, in contrast to the one I got the following month with a different guard. He was a lot more fucking, I don't know, he was a bit more apprehensive. He was a bit more rude. She was very nice. And she was very nice on the phone when she was ringing with the summonses, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, no, but they came back and they want to charge you. In other words, it kind of gave me the feeling like she didn't want to charge me. At least that's kind of what I read into what she was saying anyway. But she was being very nice anyway, so I look forward to picking them up and saying hi to her as well. And I look forward to getting any of the other charges that are to come in the new year too, because there is quite a few more still to come. But what a shift in power though, like, you know, all of those actions. It's such a crazy experience to go in and to be telling the guard, you know, I got some cannabis here, look, you know, I want you to take this off me and bring me to court, you know, get out your little book there, write down my name and bring me to court. You do your job there, guard, because I want you to. The guards didn't know what to do when I was doing this to them. They were just kind of like, are you sure? You know, They didn't know what to do. It was a complete shift in the dynamic of power. They didn't like it at all. So it was a good one, and I hope it's something I plan maybe to continue into the new year if we don't see some progress in regards to policy change in cannabis. But we do have Gino Kenny's bill being debated there in early January, so that'll be a big indicator whether civil disobedience is going to be reignited here in Ireland by myself or hopefully some others. But yeah, who knows? But stay tuned. So tonight, guys, 9 o'clock, tomorrow evening, 9:20. High and Homegrown and over on Martin's World, you will find those respectively. Anything else? No, I think that's it. So guys, I will love you and leave you. Mad Dog Bob West, the master, says know your enemy. Mad Dog says smoking on some Topanga Canyon. Nice. Never had that, but nice. Yes, new socks for Christmas too. Do you know what I was trying to get there actually for the court case, guys, was a cannabis themed Christmas jumper. There's a couple of them out there, but unfortunately by the time I decided I would do it and get it, it was too late and there wasn't enough time to get it delivered. So snooze you lose, as they say, but maybe next year I'll have that on time. Not for a court case, but for Christmas, of course. Right, guys, have a nice day. Have a lovely Tuesday, guys, and I'll catch you over in Homegrown this evening. If not there, then on Martin's World tomorrow night. Peace and love, guys. Stay blessed. Bye.